All right, welcome to the weekly weather briefing for Monday, April 3rd, 2017. And let's just kick this off now. Here's a general overview of the upcoming week. For tonight and Tuesday, we're looking at clear and dry conditions. The one thing to note is there will be a widespread below freezing low temperatures tonight. We're going to have a pretty decent freeze up all over the area tonight and into Tuesday morning. So if anybody has any recently purchased plants that are out on the front step, or might even have some early budding going on in the orchard areas, you might want to consider protecting them for tonight. And then on Wednesday, we'll have some increasing clouds, increasing and thickening high clouds mainly as a warm front approaches, and along with that, increasing chance of light valley rain and mountain snow mainly over the Cascades starting tomorrow. Over the rest of the year, we're just looking at increasing clouds. Then Thursday through Saturday is the main event. We're looking at another widespread rain shower event, maybe even some widespread stratiform light rain. And we might have some possible thunderstorms on Friday as that system moves through. And then the snow levels will be rising pretty high, up around 6,000 feet during this period. And then on Saturday, a cold front will come through and produce some breezy conditions during the day on Saturday, especially Saturday afternoon and evening. And then Sunday through Monday, we'll be on the backside of that cold front. We'll have more of a typical changeable spring showery type condition. Can't guarantee there won't be a thunderstorm or two, but it doesn't look like a big deal as far as thunder is concerned. But the snow levels will be coming down. They may drop to 3,000 to 4,000 feet during the day. We might see showers with ice pellets in them, but generally valley rain and mountain snow. But the showers will continue in an unsettled pattern right into early next week. Here's the big picture satellite, and we have kind of a slow-moving system off the Pacific coast. There's that low pressure south of Alaska, and it's pushing ahead of it a cold front, and right ahead of that front is a nice moist fetch of precipitable water, we call it, which is Pacific moisture basically. So if you look at Tuesday, we are in the clear zone ahead of that incoming system. Then Wednesday will be clouding up. We'll start with the mountain rain and the mountain snow and valley rain in the Cascades. Thursday through Saturday, we will be stuck under that atmospheric river for our main event as far as rain. And then on about Saturday morning, that cold front will move through. And then we'll be in the showery, unsettled, cooler air mass behind the front. So the 7-day outlook kind of reflects that trend. The bulk of the precipitation is going to be falling in the Thursday, Friday time frame, both in Wenatchee, and yes, Wenatchee will get hit by this, as well as in the Spokane area. Temperatures will actually be fairly mild during the rain because of that southerly flow ahead of the front, and then they'll drop down below normal after the cold front passage this weekend. And for northern Idaho, it's largely the same story. The bulk of the precipitation will be later on in the week, and those showers will be most dense over the Idaho panhandle in the post-frontal air mass that gets upsloped into the Bitterroots. So we're going to continue with pretty high probabilities of precipitation well into the weekend for the Sandpoint area, and maybe even the Lewiston area will be subject to some hit and miss showers. Temperature trends will be about the same as everywhere else, fairly mild early in the midweek, and then decreasing below normal by the weekend. So with all this rain coming in, here's our best guess of what we're looking at as far as rainfall totals over the region. And this is for the period Wednesday night through Friday night. This doesn't include Saturday, which we will be getting more rain on Saturday, but it'll be more of a hit and miss nature with showers. But we're looking at generally 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch over the basin, and 3/4 of an inch to possibly over an inch in some of the higher terrain of northeast Washington, the Cascades, and the Idaho Panhandle. Now, what this is going to do is basically we have had ongoing problems with field flooding, small stream flooding, water over the roads, and landslides. We are even having landslides. We just heard of one in Ponderay County, I think, this morning. But this situation will not be improved by this incoming rain. It doesn't look like a really super saturated situation like we had the last couple of weeks, but still it's going to be a good shot of precipitation. It's going to simply aggravate the existing conditions, or at least prevent them from improving significantly for the rest of the week. Main stem river issues that are still germane. We still have the Spokane. At Spokane is above flood stage, but it's dropping and expected to go below flood stage tonight. The St. Joe at St. Mary's is also still flooding, but it again is dropping, and we expect it to go below flood stage tonight. However, with this incoming rain, it may again approach flood stage on or about Saturday or so and into Sunday. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that for any interested parties in the St. Joe Basin. The Little Spokane at Dartford is well below flood stage now, but we're expecting it to have some response to this rain coming in. So it may approach the minor flood stage this weekend. And the Kootenai at Bonner's Ferry has got elevated flow. We're not looking at any flooding there, but just the flows will be elevated through the foreseeable future. Here's the latest hydrographs of the Spokane at Spokane. That's going down. It's a pretty large river, so we don't expect much response from this incoming rain from it. However, the St. Joe at St. Mary's is probably going to see some response. It's going below flood stage, but it may bump back up towards flood stage or get near flood stage, maybe even have a minimal flood by this weekend, depending on how much rain we get. And we're moderately confident this is something you're going to want to keep an eye on, because it could fluctuate by a foot or so either way. The Little Spokane at Dartford is also showing the same tendency as the St. Joe at St. Mary's. It's barely above action stage now, but as that rain comes in, it is going to respond, and it may touch flood stage. It may be a little bit less than flood stage. This is a river that we've been having a lot of trouble forecasting for. So we have low confidence in this forecast, but we think you probably want to keep an eye on this if you have any interest near that river. Also, there are small streams small streams that are subject to quick responses, such as Paradise Creek near Moscow. We're also going to need to monitor those, especially on or about Friday and into Saturday, for some sharp rises on those, depending on how much rain we get in the headwaters. As far as our snowpack update, the area is doing quite well with its snowpack. Even now, this is as of March 31st, a couple days ago, we are either near average or in some cases well above average in both Washington and Idaho. In the latest 8 to 14 day outlook, and this is from April 10th to April 16th, the odds moderately favor cooler than normal temperatures, and there's no real clear signal as to whether we're going to be wetter or drier than average in the 8 to 14 day outlook. So the impacts overview. The big deal for tonight is going to be widespread freezing temperatures. I don't know how big of a deal it's going to be for most people, but for people with agricultural interests or perhaps animals outdoors, this is something you're going to want to consider. Then we have a widespread rain event Thursday through Saturday. We have a fairly high confidence that it's going to happen, not so high as far as the actual amounts of precipitation. And that rainfall will bring a minor to moderate response on the eastern rivers by the weekend. We're fairly high confident there's going to be a response. But as I said, keep an eye on those questionable rivers such as the St. Joe's, Paradise Creek, and the Little Spokane at Dartford. Check back throughout the week to check those hydrographs. And there is indeed a continued landslide and field flooding threat, small stream flooding threat, with this precipitation coming in. And we got a fairly low confidence forecast of breezy conditions on Saturday. It doesn't look especially severe. We don't expect any wind highlights, but be aware, might have some breezy conditions after that front comes through on Saturday. And give you a heads up, we have a new Weather Service web page coming up starting on April 18th. You'll still be able to get to it through the same website. However, if you made any bookmarks, you might want to reset those bookmarks because they may not work. And there'll be a number of changes associated with the information that you can gather and how you can download it on your mobile apps, etc. So stay informed. Remember, forecasts change, so check back throughout the week. Whereas here's the number of social media resources that you can use to stay in contact. And so that's all I have at this point. Does anybody have any questions?